Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Morning, Jamie. How are you? Right, carrying on with our donkey. I did this extra bit yesterday. I was in a art Zoom yesterday, which I will tell you about later. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're a little bit stressed today. I had such a day yesterday. So, hang on, I'll just start this rubber eraser. We had Jack's induction day, not induction day, his enrollment day at college late August. It was basically just a day for him to go and, get his new photo ID for his student card, and because he's in the second year of his course, going into his second year, he's already done 1 year. And he got a piece of paper at that enrollment day. Yes, I did offline work. He got given this piece of paper on the enrollment day to say that on the 7th of September, so tomorrow, he, as part of his induction week, he was going to get this school trip to go to this motorsport place because he's studying mechanics. And he was going to get the trip on Thursday to the motorsport place, and then on Friday there was going to be another trip to an activity centre where they get to do, assault courses and stuff, like a bonding exercise for the kids and stuff. And Jack was so excited about them, so excited because if you didn't know, he has autism, right? And when he was in mainstream school, they would never let him go on school trips because they said that he was too disruptive. I mean, that was their excuse. Jack is not disruptive. He was just disruptive to them because they did not give him the support that he needed. So Jack never in his entire life got to go on a school trip. So when he found out that he was going to have a school trip tomorrow and Friday, he was so excited, so excited. He was like, I'm finally going to get to go on a school trip. And we were like so happy for him because we weren't expecting these trips, right? So yesterday, I'm doing my offline work, Jamie. I was in an art Zoom, just sort of passing a couple of hours with a load of other artists. We were all sort of drawing and painting or whatever, creating at the same time. And it was getting towards the end of the Zoom, and I thought, I'm just going to check Jack's college emails just to make sure there's no new information for the trip or whatever. I don't know, call it a sixth sense or whatever. I don't know. I just decided to have a look because Jack does not check his college email. And for the 2 years he's already been at that college, because the first year he did like a taster course, and then last year he did a proper mechanics course. For those 2 years, every time he's had an EHCP review, we have told them, please do not communicate with Jack via email because he does not think to check his email. If you want to send emails like you do with all the other students, please send the emails to our account, so Nick's account or my account, just so that we know what's going on and he doesn't miss information. So they said fine. So I go to check Jack's email just to have a little look-see and see that there's an email there saying, oh, morning, Hayley. So there's an email there saying, please disregard all the information that was given to you on enrollment day the date of the trips has been moved to the 5th of September, which was yesterday, and the activity centre for today. Well, this is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I get this email and I am furious because Jack was so looking forward to these trips. So looking forward to them, and he missed them because they decided to change the day. So I sort of text Nick, because I'm upstairs on my Zoom, and I sort of text Nick to say that Jack's missed his school trips. And Nick comes upstairs to find out what I'm going on about. And I start ranting and raving to Nick about, look, it says here on this email. This email came in at like 3:10 to confirm that Jack was going on his trip on the 7th of September, tomorrow. And an hour later, they send a second email to say, oh, the trip times have been changed. But I'd not seen the second email because I only check it once a day. So I start ranting and raving to Nick and suddenly realise that my Zoom has gone incredibly quiet. And it's because I forgot to mute myself. And everybody is listening to me having a rant and a rave about Jack missing out on his trips. So we start sending off all these emails and telephone calls to the college saying what the hell is going on. You couldn't organise a thing in a brewery. Piss up in a brewery. And yeah, I'm sorry I saw, but I was so mad. And they got back to us about an hour later to say, oh, incredibly sorry that Jack missed his opportunity to go on his trip. But there is a second trip running tomorrow, meaning today. If Jack would like to come into school a day early, then he can go on this other Brooklands trip that we've arranged for a second class. And so we go, right, okay, so we will bring him into college tomorrow then. And they're like, yes, please. And so Nick's taken him in this morning, got there, and they've all looked at him, gone out as if to say, well, why are you here? You're not down for a trip today. And so we had to explain Nick's had to explain the whole palaver. He just rung me to say we were told to come today so that Jack can go on his school trip because you mucked up the dates. And they're like, oh, right, okay. Well, if someone said that he's meant to go today, then I guess he's got to go today. So we're like, well, okay, what about his second trip? Is that on tomorrow? This activity centre, is that on tomorrow? Or is he still coming in on Friday for that? What is it? And they're like, oh, we don't know. They don't know. I mean, seriously, has this school never run a school trip before in their entire lives? How do they not know? Seriously, someone needs to... Oh. I'm sure you can imagine our reaction this morning. Yes, justice for Jack. Absolutely justice for Jack. So I said to Nick, I said, has Jack got on the bus? He says, no. He says, they're all milling around outside. I said, well, does he know anyone? Because this is a second class. This is not his class. Does he know anybody? Or is he going to be... Because Jack isn't good with strangers. It takes him a long time to sort of get used to people because of his autism. And I'm like, is he going to be okay? Or is it worth just bringing him home? Or does he want to get on the bus? But as far as I'm aware, Jack does want to get on the bus because he wants to go on this trip so bad. But isn't it ridiculous? It's I'm so mad for him, because he always missed out on everything as a kid when he was in that mainstream school that screwed him over, quite frankly. I mean, thank God we got him into a special school at one point, because he finally received the support that he needed, and getting into that special school showed everybody, all his lackluster teachers that he'd had before and the pathetic school that he'd been in before, that there wasn't anything wrong with Jack's behaviour. He just wasn't getting the support that he needed as an autistic child. And Jack's actually an amazing student, and every exam that he has sat at his college, he has received a distinction or a merit, because he is a damn good student. And he was just never given a fair chance before. So when people muck up like this and screw him over again through no fault of his own, it just makes me really, really mad. So yes, all of that to say, I bet you're really glad that you asked that question. So we're just a little bit stressed today. Well, going to war for Jack. Well, exactly. You don't have to. Nick and I go to war for Jack. We are so used to going to war for Jack. But this is the story that happens with a lot. We're not unique in any way, shape or form. A lot of parents of kids with autism fight a battle on a daily basis. We are not unique. So anyway, happy anniversary to us. Oh, what a start. What a start. Hi Faisal, sorry, I've just realised I was in the middle of a rant. Oh dear. In Brightonese, everybody, I was playing Valorant with Nick yesterday. Just a few Spike Rush games. And he got team MVP. He got team MVP in one game. It was a defeat, but he got team MVP. He was so happy. I was so happy for him. Because he's still running around not quite sure how to play the game, because we did about 4 Spike Rushes, and then I said, do you want to go into an unrated game? And so he was like, yeah, okay. And we got put into yeah, the goat. We got put into Sunset map, the new map. So neither of us knew where we were running around. But Nick still doesn't understand the basic rules of he never remembers whether he's attacking or whether he's defending the spike, so he doesn't know what he's meant to do with it or what to do with it. He can never remember. And he always asks me, oh, what do I press to do the spike? And I'm like, well, I don't know, because I've reset my keys on my keyboard so that the settings suit me. I can't remember what the original settings are. I said, I think it's 4. I think you press 4. And we were in this unrated game, and Nick and myself were the last 2 players standing, and we were meant to be defusing the spike. And Nick got to the spike before me, but then he just stood over it. And he's yelling, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, defuse the spike, defuse the spike. Because I'm still like sort of trying to get onto site. Because I've been at the other site fighting people. And in the chat in the bottom, people are saying, report Sova, Sova's trolling, Sova's throwing the game. And so I sort of had to go on there and say, look, guys, he's not throwing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's brand new to the game. Could you just cut him some slack? And after that, everyone was like, oh, yeah, no worries, no worries. Oh, that's fine. No, we didn't realise. Oh, don't worry about it. It was fine. And they were so nice to him. And I was really surprised because I did not get the same reception when people found out that I was new. It was like, what's a girl doing playing Valorant? But yeah, so he got team MVP and I was so happy for him. Right, now I need to go down this edge to a daydream believer and baby, I got what you need. No, I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect. Oh, has everyone seen listening to this song? Has everyone seen on TikTok? There's a little girl. She sits in the car with her dad. I think it's the Caps family, and she sings to like this song. And oh my god, that girl has got some attitude, and she's just amazing. I love her. You have to have a look. I think it's the Caps family, Kapp, I think. You also have good news. You're going to Brighton to see Frankie Boyle today. Oh, awesome. And you can solve a Rubik Cube. Becca can solve a Rubik Cube. Perhaps you want to have a little battle between you and see who can do it faster. Frankie Boyle. I mean, he has risque jokes, doesn't he? He goes where some other comedians fear to tread. Is that for this evening? I imagine it's the evening. He doesn't strike me as a matinee type person. R-E-S-P-C-T. I haven't been to Brighton for ages. It's been a couple of years, I think. Well, I hope you have a good time. That's going to be awesome. I need to, let's take away some of this. I'll take it away completely because I just still need the guidelines. Well, 7:30, but it's a 2-hour drive. Oh, and then you've got the show and then 2 hours to drive back again after. Oh, that's going to be a long night. What was I going to do? Oh yes, I was going to use an indenter to get my the fur for this. I like doing that fur in the ears. So I'm going to use my indenter. You can see that little thing on the end just to sort of get the way the hairs are here. Oh, your mate lives there, so you're staying down. Oh, well, that's something at least. Otherwise, that was going to be a... I remember we went to Brighton on holiday once, and James was just a little baby, and I was 6 months pregnant with the twins, and we stayed in a hotel on the seafront. I can't remember which one, but to go anywhere you literally had to walk up this hill to get to like the shopping area and the lanes and everything. And being 6 months pregnant, I was like, with twins as well, so I already looked like 9 months pregnant, and it was like, oh my god, you're kidding me, right? And the most annoying thing was at the time there was some sort of political conference going on, and some of the delegates were staying in our hotel. And so every time you sort of got into the lift, there were all these people in suits talking ever so poshly about things. Is this a James Bond theme tune? How did that get into the playlist? Wow, what a random pick for a playlist. Right. Right, cold grey. Just trying to think how to tackle this. Actually, no, I think it needs just a little bit of ivory first. So once I've done this stream today, I'm going to go and do my brother's cats, go over, feed them, clean them out, and then Nick and I are going out for lunch for our anniversary. We're not going to a posh restaurant or anything. There is a very nice cafe that does lovely fresh food cooked to order, and not once have they made me ill because of my celiacs. So I trust them. It's very hard for me to find trust in cafes and restaurants because I've been glutened. It is no fun, if you remember my London story. And so I'd much rather just go to somewhere that I trust and know, and where I know the food's going to be fresh and where I'm not going to be made ill. And we can't go out anywhere for a long time anyway, because we've got to be there for Jack when he gets back from his school trip. Absolutely. A good cafe beats a restaurant any day. I just think the portions are better as well. And it's it's cooked fresh. It's not, you know, sat on a warming plate for goodness knows how long. So good, so good, so good. I apologise, you guys probably can't see this. I'm just layering down cold greys and warm greys and whites and ivories, so it's very hard for you to see it, but I promise you it's there. Buttercup baby, and you let me down. Worst of all, when you say you will, I need you more than anyone, darling. No one has from the start. Build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart. Do you know this song, Jamie, or are you too young for this song? Giving for you. Ooh. Build me up, buttercup baby, and let me down. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Contributing to the Friday Fun Day Doodle Challenge, which is probably going to run forever and ever and ever and ever. Buttercup, don't break my heart. Right, now, let me just see. So I've got this dark section here. Baby. festival. Say you will. Of course you know this song. I just felt like a load of 60s music today. I think because I was raised listening to 60s music by my mum and my dad. Every Sunday morning, they would put on their music. It was not a day for the TV. Sunday morning, while the house was being cleaned and a roast was being put on and prepped, and I would sit on the living room carpet with my mum and be made to help clean every Sunday all the brass things that they had, because my parents used to collect brass things, and there was a shed ton of brass in that lounge. And we'd get the Brasso out and clean the brass. And they would have an old-fashioned record player, and they'd put on all their records that they liked. So 60s, 50s, 60s and 70s used to listen to all the time. Mountain high, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this is a colder grey, so let's... Baby, baby, baby. Did you have a puppy? Always followed you around. I'd be as faithful as that puppy. I'll never let you down. Soften those up. Flowers need the spring. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. When I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. Not unusual to have out that time. See you hanging about is such a crime. It's It's not unusual, happens every day. No matter what you say, happens all the time. Love will never do what you want it to. With anyone, change anytime. It's not unusual to find out. Wherever we go, down the hollow, hopping and running, skipping and jumping. My heart's jumping, brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Transistor radio. Hi Subjugator, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Everybody say hi and show a bit of love. I'm just trying to get all the colours and the shades in this ear. And it's been a little bit more difficult. Some brown. You, my brown-eyed girl. It's getting there. On a reel, what's the need for it to be 30 degrees? Like, honestly, grow up, son. Huh? What? Goes by slowly. Time can do. I need a little bit of ivory. Hang on, my Apple Watch is buzzing at me. Hang on. Oh, it's going to be 30 where you are. Oh, God. Hang on, Nick's just sent me a load of messages. His first message was, I'm still waiting at the college. The bus driver for the trip is ill, so they're waiting for a new driver, which should be here soon. Spoke to Jack's teacher. He's had a lot of issues with admin sending out incorrect info. They love Jack and don't want him to miss anything, so they are happy he's in, and the bus has just left. Jack is on his way, people. He's on his way. He's gone on his first school trip. Yay! I mean, to be fair, Jack is carrying on the tradition that is set in this family whenever Nick and I try and go away on holiday or have a trip that we look forward to. Things always go wrong. Yay, go Jack, go. Thanks, Hayley. Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Once he gets there, he'll be fine because he'll be surrounded by all those motor cars and everything. But when Nick and I tried to go on honeymoon, we got to our destination and the hotel, the honeymoon suite that we were meant to be staying in, was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It had an ensuite to it that had a green avocado bath sink, things like that, but there was like white lime scales stuck all over it because it just hadn't been cleaned properly. There were cobwebs up in the corner of the room that had been there so long they were black. There were dead flies and dead wasps in the windowsill. The door that was meant to lead out onto a balcony led out onto a corrugated iron roof that looked over a beer garden, so we knew we were going to be kept up all the time listening to other people get absolutely blotto. That's a polite word for getting drunk. Blotto. And so we left and found somewhere else to stay. And then when we planned that trip to America, remember, it was 6 weeks after 9/11 and we had a bomb threat on our plane, and so we had to come back via Iceland. Then when I was 6 months pregnant with James, we were meant to go on a cruise to the Norwegian fjords, and the cruise got cancelled 3 days before we were due to set sail because the ship had gone into dry dock because there was something wrong with the ship. And just generally, every time Nick and I plan to go anywhere or anything, something happens or goes wrong, and we have not had the best of luck when we plan things like trips and holidays and stuff. So the moral of this story is don't plan to ever go anywhere with us. It goes bad. I'll treat you right. Come with me, baby. Be mine tonight. Pretty woman, walk on by, pretty woman. Could try, pretty woman. Go away. No, we don't have good luck, Hayley. have the worst luck every time we try and plan something. It's almost become a running joke. Because Nick's brother and his family, they're forever jetting away to foreign climes. You know, they go to Jamaica, they go to America, they go to Hawaii. While we were in London with James for the Mandem meetup, they went to Greece and Cyprus and things like that. They never seem to have any problems with their holidays. It just seems to be every time Nick and I plan something. The only time we've had a holiday go off without a hitch, no word of a lie, was the trip that we recently did to Charmouth back in June when we went fossil hunting. That's the only time in our 26 years together that we've had a trip go without an issue, which is ridiculous. It almost got to one point where just things happened one after another, that we actually went through a couple of years where we just didn't even bother booking holidays because we were just like, what's the point? Honestly, it got to that point where we were like, what is the point? It never works out for us, and we just stopped going on holiday for a few years. What's the most amazing holiday you guys have been on? Tell me, let's have some good stories about holidays rather than my near disasters. Tell me about a fabulous holiday you went on. What would you rather do? Fix the computer or book a holiday? Jesus, Jamie. Probably fix a computer. I need something a little bit darker. Of this uncertain. You went to Blackpool with your mates. That was a fun trip. Most beautiful place I've been though is Australia. Oh my God, Australia. That must have been amazing. Oops. It really was my auntie lives in Perth. Oh, but still, amazing. Such a long trip to Australia, isn't it? How did you deal with things like the spiders? Not the best. No, exactly. The worst holiday I had was I broke a bone in my wrist 2 days before going to Butlins. Oh no. The best holidays is obviously caravan holiday near Rye. Oh, amazing. Oh, but breaking your wrist 2 days before Butlins. Oh my God. I took. Here we go with another holiday story. So we were booked in to go to Butlins at Bognor Regis when James was little. The twins were about 18 months, and obviously we didn't have Jack at the time. And literally 2 days before we were meant to go on holiday, or was it a day before? Anyway, right before the holiday, Becca came down with a really bad cough. And we just thought, oh, it's just a cough. She's probably just getting a cold or something. Maybe it's because she's teething or something like that. And I thought we'll still be able to go on holiday. It's no problem. But then the morning of the holiday, or the sort of during the night before, she'd had such a really bad fever. And she was not good. She was really struggling to breathe. She couldn't shift all the stuff that was in her chest with phlegm and everything. Sorry, TMI. And she was really bad, and we got an emergency doctor's appointment just to sort of give her a check over. And the doctor advised that we didn't go. Oh, you've been to Bognor Regis as well. Cool. So the doctor sort of advised that we didn't take her. And so we were like, right, then that means the holiday's cancelled then. We can't go if Becca can't go. And Nick was like, look, we've paid a lot of money for this. Yeah, it's Becca's fault. He says, I'll stay home with Becca. He says, and you take... no, he's like, I stay home with the twins. He says, and you take James. And I was like, but how am I going to get to Bognor Regis on my own? I've never driven there before, and you all know what my sense of direction is like. And so I can remember, I think we called my mum, and my mum drove from Nottingham, where she lived, to come to us so that I had someone to go with me. And so just James and I and my mum made it to Bognor Regis. And let me tell you, my mum has no sense of direction either, so I don't know why I thought she would help me in the car. But we actually got there no problem. Managed to follow the sat nav without being an absolute idiot. And about 4 days into the trip, we were only there for a week. About 4 days into the trip, got a phone call from Nick to say, oh, whereabouts are you? And we were like, oh, we're in the the entertainment centre in the centre. He says, oh, come outside. He says, we're here. And he'd driven down with the twins just for a day trip. So Becca was obviously feeling a little bit better, and came down for the day trip. And so we saw them for the day. And then when we drove home, I got lost. I got lost going home. So yeah, it's another trip that was ruined. But it wasn't bad though. Butlins at Bognor Regis. We went half board, and the food wasn't too bad. Me. It's really short. Watch me now. Mashed potato to the twist. Do you love me like this? Just trying to get this where the dark fur goes into the white fur. Shake it up, shake it up. Sing it, Jamie. Right, I need to soften that down. Best playlist and best emotes on Twitch. Well, thank you. I don't know if that's quite true, but thanks. I just like a bit of 60s every now and again. There, I like the tip of his ear. Did I see James show his sketchbook yesterday? No, I didn't. Which one did he show? Because he's got about 4 or 5. Good job in the city. I've started doing the pre-drawings for Inktober. So just sort of planning things. Hang on, let me get mine out. There was a dragon. Oh, I do like a dragon. So hang on, let me cover this up. So there's the prompts for Inktober. So the first one is Dream, then Spiders, then Path. And there's some really weird ones. I mean, Wander at 11. How do you draw Wanda? Don't know. But the Angel and Demon that are 16 and 17, I want to do Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens, because like Good Omens is the best book ever. But for Dream, because I had to do it a little bit of a twisty one, I've just sort of pre-drawn Freddy Krueger's glove. Obviously it's a very crappy doodle, but I'll go over it with inks and make it a little bit better. And then for number 2, which is spiders, I've done this sort of figure hiding from all these spiders that are sort of dropping down from the ceiling. That's what I've got so far. And for path, I've drawn like this path up to like this spooky mansion. I told you I can't draw for Toffee when I'm just sort of doing it out of my head, but I like to have something to look at. But that's what I've got so far. I need to get the perspective on this path better because it's about the path. Yeah, I mean, spicy. How are you meant to draw spicy? I don't know. So anyway, that's what I've got so far. I want to sort of try and keep it like horror, spooky. I think I might stick a few gravestones either side of the path, and maybe some pumpkins or something to make it look like it's a path up to like a spooky house at Halloween or something. You can interpret it however you like. Yes, there is a place you can see other people's. So if you go on to Instagram, you can follow Inktober at Inktober, and people will use the hashtag Inktober or hashtag Inktober 2023, and each day that they post their drawings, just search for that hashtag and either day 1 or whatever, and it should all come up what everyone does and how they interpret it. So it's my first year of doing it, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what everyone comes up with, because everyone's going to interpret it differently, right? And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the different ones. It's definitely worth checking out. There are some amazing artists. You're only meant to use one colour. You're only meant to use, one ink pen. But I don't think they make people stick to that. So you'll see a lot of people use ink and watercolour to sort of paint backgrounds, and people will do the entire page, the layout, and some of it is just so amazing. It's just, people are so talented. Makes you so sick. I love how not one is even remotely the same. Exactly. Hello, Faisal. You're back. I'm just about to log off. But... oh, what am I going to wear today? I'm literally sat here still in my PJs because I just don't know what to wear today. The PJs are nice and cool, but I don't think they're going to let me go into a place for lunch wearing my PJs, right? I mean, they might. Right. Do you remember what sketchbook James showed yesterday? Oh, right, okay. Right, okay, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So I'll try and show you the whole thing that we've got so far. So we've got Eddie's eyes and we've got his first ear. Still needs some work up here at the top, and this bit here at the bottom needs a bit more refinement, but there we go. You failed me. No problem. All right, okay. Oh, thanks, Hayley. Right, okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it today then, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I hope you all can deal with the heat if you're in the UK, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a lovely day. Bye.